Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're going to go over how you can start avoiding stupid losses and avoiding unnecessary losses in your trading to actually save your profits, bro, and actually have capital to take the actual good trades. Because what a lot of people are doing is they're taking stupid trades, losing money on them, and then when an actual good trade comes, either they don't have an account because they fucking blew the actual whole account, all right? Or they just have low risk because they don't have enough capital left. So if you're using funded accounts, for example, you might have, you might lose 3 4 trades in a row. And then when that fifth trade comes, which is an actual A+ good model, good setup, you can only take it with $100 or $200 risk because you already blew all of your profits and all of your drawdown in the account, like in the account. So you don't have enough capital to take it and actually make good money on it. Because, for example, I risk $500 on my 50K accounts, and most people on 50K they risk like $200, barely 250 maybe. All right, so this is why I'm able to take quality setups with high risk and get a good reward in turn and make 1,000 per account if I risk $500, or even a 1-to-1 get $500, because I actually take A+ setups and I avoid taking trades that might even look like an A+ model, an A+ setup, and a good trade, but they're not. All right. So I know this chart might be a little confusing. All right. Actually, right now we're in January 3rd, Saturday, right? So Friday, all right, was an actual bank. Like this trading day was actually very, very good. And I know a lot of ICT traders freaking banked on these shorts. I actually wanted to take these shorts too, but my model didn't present itself. Like I waited, like, of course, my model presented itself, but I didn't get an entry. I was waiting for a retrace. So you see right over here, I was waiting for a retracement into one of these 5 minute fair value gaps, but it already ran through, like, bro, like it already ran through most of the areas that I wanted to take. Like I wanted to take a trade somewhere over here, but pretty much what happened was, so each one of these lines, all right, is either a 4 hour or 1 hour for value gap. All right. So as you can see on the 1 hour, after we hit this daily unfilled for value gap, perfect like sweep of buy side liquidity. And then we even put an SMT with previous daily high. So NQ swept it, but ES was so far from previous day high. All right. So this was such an obvious sell day, such an obvious sell day. But what ended up happening is that we started tapping. Okay, so even in the 4 hour, you can see we had a bullish 4 hour right over here. And then we had a 1 hour over here, 1 hour over here, 1 hour, 1 hour, right? We have all these 1 hour bullish for value gaps. So in my eyes, of course, I'm bearish. Like I wanted to be bearish. I couldn't care less about longs. But what I see a lot of people happen, like I have a free Discord, by the way, and a few of the people that are inside my Discord, they like one of them said like, "Oh, I'm starting to long, I'm starting to long," and he got raped. Like it literally got smacked that day because he took longs on a clear sell day. So what happened was we hit a high time frame for value gap. So theoretically, my model is here. High time frame for value gap, 1 hour. Then we have a displacement higher. We have this 5 minute bullish for value gap created, and then we retrace into it. All right. But we obviously got no entry because we completely ran through that for value gap. So for me, it was a no trade day and no trade long and no trade shorts. All right. But what ended up happening is a lot of people got smacked. All right. So what happened was we tapped that daily for value gap, right? We started heading lower. But now over here, we're starting to hit bullish PDRAs, all right? Bullish for value gaps. So people are starting to look for longs right over here. So you see, so they're like, oh, we tapped up for value gap. We got 1 minute candle to the upside, probably like a 30-second inversion as well. Bang, long, stopped out. Another 1 hour for value gap tapped. All right, bang, inversion, bam, long, stopped out. Why? Okay, you gotta recognize draw on liquidity. You gotta recognize where are we heading towards. All right, so all these for value gaps, bro, they don't mean shit. They don't matter. All right, so you gotta be able to recognize the draw on liquidity and what is price telling us. SMT was previous day high, swept up significant buy side over here. All right, tapped a daily unfilled one, like a daily unfilled bearish gap, bro. It's a very strong area. All right, market open. What do we do? Market open. Market opens right over here. All right, we manipulate higher and then we go lower. All right, if we manipulate higher on 930 to tap an unfilled for value gap, bro, we're going lower. All right, you gotta recognize the manipulation. Okay, so that was such a clear sell day. All right, and even if you didn't get an entry, all right, I didn't take a single trade that day, and that was so obvious. Like I was waiting for a short, and I was trying to catch the short. But no entry for me, unfortunately. I mean, obviously, I could have entered right over here, but what ended up happening is I wanted to see a retracement from that high to the low. All right, I wanted to see us rebalance equilibrium of the range, but we didn't. Like we edged it by like 25 points. So I didn't get like the entry I wanted. So it completely ran away without me. And that is fine because I'm not gonna take a trade with high risk on my accounts where I'm not fully comfortable with that A plus setup. Was it a good trade? Yeah. Was it an A plus for me? No. And a lot of people got caught up in longs today, yesterday. I mean, on that Friday, which wasn't the play. All right. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is recognize the bigger picture. Okay. Look at the higher time frame. SMT was previous day high. We tapped a daily unfilled for value gap. All right, we are probably gonna get a move lower, right? Where are we heading towards? Sell side liquidity, all right? Because price moves from liquidity to liquidity, okay? Sell side, rebalance gaps, all right? Rebalance for value gaps, all right? Right now, market closed right like this. So what I'm expecting potentially is something like this, a move higher into that for value gap and then a move lower. Why? Because we have this this 4 hour for value gap right over here, this 4 hour for value gap right over here. We have this 4 hour for value gap right over here. We might have a daily. Maybe we have a daily. No, we do not have a daily for value gap, but we have these 4 hour imbalances in the market, which we need to rebalance. All right. So as you can see right over here, we don't have anything to stop us pretty much from going towards those draws. So this is the draw on liquidity, and you gotta focus on that. All right, focus on the draw on liquidity. What is the market telling us? Okay, where is the manipulation? What areas are we trading towards? All right, that way you can avoid taking stupid fucking losses, because these longs were ass. Okay, these longs were fucking ass, and I know a lot of people probably took them. Okay, because only in my Discord, which is like 30 something people, some people took it. So it's like, I'm sure a lot of people took this trade and got smacked. So if you want to avoid these stupid losses, bro, do not take the trade unless you're 100% confident in that trade. All right. And I'm not saying, oh, it looks good, I want to take that. I'm saying the trade is screaming at you, take me. All right. This trade is screaming at you. This is a perfect opportunity. Everything is aligned. High time frame and lower time frame is aligned, and I'm taking that shit. All right. That's the mentality I want you to have while you're trading, because this is not a game, bro. I know you're probably doing it in your mom's basement, but this is not a fucking game, bro. All right. You got to actually focus. This is an actual market where billions of dollars are being traded. All right. And you are trying to beat that game. You're trying to beat that shit and make more money. All right. So focus on clear A plus opportunities. That way you can avoid taking stupid losses. And instead of your account being down $1,000, you can be up $500 or $1,000 up, because you avoided taking 2 or 3 stupid fucking losses, and you waited for that quality setup that you say, oh my God, this is perfect. And then it hits. And then instead of being down on the account or the day, you're actually up massive amounts of money. All right. So this is what I want you to focus on this upcoming year. Just focus on avoiding those stupid losses and stupid mistakes, and focusing on clear A plus opportunities. All right. This is very, very important. All right. So feel free to smack that like button if I helped you. Join my Discord down below. It's free, and nice people over there. And yeah, I have a code in Alpha Futures if you want to cop some accounts for the for the new year. It's like the best available discount. So use my code down below. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out. Damn, I didn't even stop the recording. Now, peace out.